Hi everybody, I'm Steve McDonald and this is your Investors Daily Edge midweek market update. In focus this week, first, feedback. We got a ton of it, so I can only do some of it today and the rest Friday. Next, a positive take on the employment numbers, inflating China's currency, BNP Paribas, and what the heck is an ultra bond contract? The trendy trio, Pelosi, Reid, and Frank, got a lot of feedback because of their disappearing act and my comments about it. Yes, I know they haven't gone away and they haven't changed, but they are politicians and they can see the writing on the wall. Their survival is the first priority. They'll ease up for a while, believe me. Thanks to Ron, the new guy, for all the nice comments. My advice to any new investor, ask lots of questions. If your broker won't explain it to you, you need a new broker. This is not a business for the uninitiated or the uninformed. Take it slowly and don't guess or take stupid risk. You will lose. One reader seems to think we gloss over the Federal Reserve and their activities. Believe me, we are no fans of the Federal Reserve or their role or their performance. We see the same problems you do with the money printing and the borrowing. It is just a bottomless pit. And here we go with a big you're welcome to our member who thanked me for the occasional spanking I give you folks for missing the obvious or not sticking to the basic investment principles that we espouse here at IDE. They are meant to be wake-ups, not spankings, but I'll own the spanking bit. You wouldn't be the first person to tell me I'm a little heavy-handed. My ex-wife had another way of describing it. Finally, positive news about employment. In a conversation Thursday morning on Squawk Box, a former Fed governor said that a 9% plus or close to 10% unemployment number doesn't reflect the real situation. It seems this number will go up as the economy improves because more people are looking for work. The unemployment number has a factor that reflects job seekers as well as the unemployed. People are returning to work, but as the number of people who are seeking jobs increases, that number has to go up for a while. So I don't think it's really as accurate as people are claiming right now. Well, it's not great news, but it is somewhat encouraging that people are going back to work. Next up, China's currency. China is allowing their currency to inflate against the dollar. So what does that mean to you? That means Chinese consumers will feel wealthier. Does that sound familiar? We used to feel wealthier too. And will therefore consume more goods. This is good for China and the U.S. It helps China because they need to shift away from their heavily dependent export-dominated economy. It's good for the U.S. too because China imports almost as much as they export, and much of their imports come from the U.S. and U.S. companies. Now, we are totally intertwined with the world economy, China especially. You need to start paying attention to the world, not just the U.S. That's going to be so important going forward. Next up, BNP Paribas. This is one of, if not the largest bank in the EU. It was downgraded Tuesday, and that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The EU has more than put itself on the road to a good recovery. Not great, slow, but solid. And it is dealing with the issues that would have threatened banks in the EU. Now, why the downgrade now? A few weeks ago would have made more sense. But now is too much too late as far as I'm concerned. This looks like it could be a buy soon. Keep an eye on it. It's dipping right now. See where it bottoms out and then take a look at it. Next, an ultra bond contract. You'll be hearing a lot about these in the next few months. I don't know what an ultra bond contract is. I honestly had to look it up. It seems we don't have enough derivatives to manage the treasury markets, so they have invented a new one. This one goes out to 25 years on the bond. The previous one went out, I believe, to 15. It is supposed to smooth out the risk on the long end of the curve. I don't understand this. As with all new ideas that hit the market, you'll hear a lot about this and it will sound so good. This is going to sound like something you can't live without. My advice, avoid it unless you have a ton of experience trading this type of investment. This is not for the average guy. And finally, the Slap in the Face Award. It goes to some of our favorites this week, Congress and the White House, again. Here's the way it's unfolding in the rest of the world. The EU and the UK are laying it on the line with their people. They're telling them to get ready for a tough time while they pay down their debts and make the cuts necessary to correct decades of overspending, just like ours. Our government, on the other hand, is looking for another bailout for the states, another way to bolster the economic numbers to make them look better by the November elections, and we're printing and spending money like a bunch of drunken sailors. A former Fed governor said it best on CNBC the other day. The Fed is not equipped to deal with deficits. It is out of their realm. Trying to use the Fed to fix the budget is crazy, and that's what they're doing. Let's hope we get some reality into the decision-making in D.C. We're running out of time. Take a lesson from the Brits and the Europeans. Pay the bills first, then think about giving away money. Oh, and to the person who told me not to drink Fox juice. I don't like Fox News, and I don't watch TV. I don't watch TV at all, except with a few exceptions. And if my ideas are similar to Fox, maybe they're on to something good. We'll see you Friday, folks.